All right, if everybody's here, then we're gonna call a meeting to order. Pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, with that, we are graced with 3 new board members. And I'm gonna, I guess I read this and you guys say I agree or I swear, whatever you want to. I'll go individually after I read it. I guess that's how I'll do it. I swear to or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States of this state and that I will discharge faithfully the duties of the office of the school board member of the Independent School District number 485 to the best of my judgment and ability. Ryan Hofstad.
I will.
Claire Bauman.
I will.
Angela Raring.
I will.
All right. Thank you. And welcome now to your school board members, I guess. So, for real. So, all right, roll call. Let the record reflect that all board members are present and accounted for. Approval of agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
If I trip on your last name, I'm sorry. So, is there any discussion? You did remove that one. That's not in this meeting. That's the next meeting. All right. So, any discussion? Hearing none. It was moved by Director Garrett and seconded by Director Bauman to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion? All in favor? Oh, that's right. We got to do this by roll call, and it goes by alphabetical order. I'm sorry to tell you that, Pyro. But you're going to be first all the time. So, Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Roaring.
Aye.
All right. Let the record reflect that the vote flow is 6-0-0. The agenda is approved. All right. Election of officers. All right. This time we will take names for somebody who wants to be chairperson.
I'd like to nominate Andy Hackett for the position of chair.
I will accept. Is there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Really? Okay, so here we go again. This is going to be a long meeting. So, any other nominations? How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to do it one by one? Or do you want to do a unanimous ballot at the end, or?
We only have one nominee right now, and you can't have a closed ballot. It has to be public.
Yeah. All right, well, let me just go through it. So what do I ask them?
It's a roll call.
It's a roll call vote. Okay. So you have the nomination of Director Randy Hackett for chairperson. There's no other nominations. We'll go roll call vote to approve or disapprove Randy Hackett for chairperson. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Approve.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Roaring.
Aye.
All right, Randy Hackett is your new chairperson. Vice chairperson. Their nomination for vice chairperson.
I would like to I'm sorry, may I?
Go ahead.
Sure. I'd like to nominate Les Garrett for vice chair.
I'll accept. So, Chairperson Hackett, you're still here, right? So should we do all the, just to make sure that all the new members know exactly what we're doing? I think they do, right? So if there are questions about like what the role the person serves, things like that, don't be scared to ask, right? Because I wouldn't have known the first time I was on it, because I know as we get further down, some of these you are, I'm not always sure what they are exactly, I'm guessing Randy and Mary still have questions on what some of them exactly are, so just to make sure that it's not all of a sudden you get through this and you're like, holy cow, what just happened? Please ask, I think. But yes, I would accept the vice chairperson.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Then I close the nominations. We have one nomination, that's Russ Garrett's for vice chair. I'll go through the roll call and I will be a vote for Russ and whatever else will be a vote against. So, Director Bauman,
Aye.
Director Garrett,
Aye.
Director Hackett, aye. Director Hofstad,
Aye.
Director Lang,
Aye.
Director Rory. The vote goes 6-0-0 in favor of Russ Garrett as vice chairperson. The clerk. So the clerk's duties include signing off on papers that we pass for, it's not legislation, but legal contracts, that kind of thing.
Donations, right?
Yeah.
Sign off on that.
Anything that tends to be legal paperwork for the state. So the chairperson and the clerk tend to sign off on that, so.
But it shouldn't scare you.
No,
I mean, I'm always scared of your position because it seems like you've got a lot of extra things to sign on. But you don't take minutes, we have wonderful people who can do all that. They make it in the legal signature, which I'm sure you have all covered.
and when you do sign it as the clerk, you're not signing it with your own backing, you're signing it as the school board, so. Don't let it scare you, so. Is there any nominations for a clerk? Would you like to do it, Ryan? I nominate Ryan Hofstad. Is there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll close the nominations. So here we go with the roll call vote again for Ryan Hofstad as clerk. I will be a vote for Ryan, and any other vote will be a vote against. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
Let the record reflect that our new clerk is Ryan Hofstad with a vote of 6-0-0. Congratulations, Ryan. Okay, treasurer. Anybody who would like to be the treasurer?
There again, don't let that scare you. It's not, you don't have.
Notice how she's not volunteering though.
Forte, you may be interested.
The one thing I would note with the treasurer, we do want to make sure that you're on the finance committee. So that would be working with Don and to figure, just to keep her, there will be other board members on as well, but you will be for sure on there. So,
Would you be interested?
Yes.
yeah.
I would nominate Tyra Bauman. Would you?
Question just came to me because negotiations, everything, that would give some inside information possibly that you need to be aware of. I think that's all. The definition of conflict of interest is if it monetarily would enhance your well-being. So you just need to know that.
Could potentially be wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't check that out, so just.
I wouldn't see how treasurer would be.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
See that, so.
I think you're gonna be okay. Just be aware of that if it comes up.
It's just something that everybody has to be aware of, and I told her before the meeting that if she ever has a question, that she should ask the group. Because we always think as a group better than we do individually, so. All right, I will nominate Tyra Bauman. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Well, there's no other nominations, so this will be a roll call vote, and I vote will be a vote for Tyra Bauman to be your new treasurer. And anything else I'm not gonna count, so. Director Bauman,
Aye.
Director Garretts,
Aye.
Director Hackett, aye. Director Hofstad,
Aye.
Director Lang,
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
All right, let the record reflect, it goes 6-0-0, and Tyra Bauman is your new treasurer. Congratulations. All right, moving on to organizational and action items. First thing we have is setting regular meeting times and dates. In the past year, the board has held 12 regular board meetings. The board has routinely scheduled special meetings for goal setting, board self-evaluation, and superintendent evaluation. 3-4 years ago, we did 2 meetings a month. We did a scheduled regular meeting and a scheduled special meeting when we were doing the building of the school. It lines right up for burnout. I think I would prefer myself to just schedule 1 regular board meeting a month and special meetings as needed. Superintendent Phelps, do you have something to add?
Yes, I handed this calendar out.
Colorful calendar you gave us.
Okay, and the dark green is where we've had meetings in the past. February's actually was the 22nd. My first 3 years here, we used to have it the 3rd Monday of the month, but right away in January, we can't. I handed out a sheet that tells you when we can't have meetings. Martin Luther King birthday would be one of them, President's Day would be another, so there's constant conflict on when you have it. Keep in mind that when you set it, there might be some other things. Monday is usually the favorite night, although you're not limited to Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, you could, Sunday, you can't.
Yes, Don?
I just also want to tell, I talked to Superintendent Phelps today. Really cannot hold the board, it's not ideal to hold it on the first or second Monday of the month, because I can't get the bank record done. I don't get the bank statement until the 10th or the 12th of the
We're always
following month.
playing catch up.
I am,
Yeah.
but the board's, with the bank statement's not coming in until the second week of the month. It's hard to get it done to show, most current cash flow.
In the past, the board has met on Monday nights. Does that work for everybody?
Well, the new people that. I think-
Yeah, does Monday night not work for anybody? All right, so then, now that brings us to 3rd or 4th Monday. I see, somebody's went through the trouble of marking off most of the dates.
Yeah, the 22nd, because it's a teacher's day with no school, we certainly can have it there. The only exception is in December. That's the only exception that we would have.
That has to be held. That date is a truth and taxation. I have to have reports to this county and state before the 25th of December.
Here comes the crux of the school board, new members, so you have to choose, but you don't really get to, so.
There are some exceptions.
I can put it any night of the week.
Yes, I know, John, I was just,
I guess I like the 4th Monday, I thought it worked well for me anyway, but.
There are gonna be times where you're gonna have conflict, but that's all right. It's not the end of the world, if you're not gonna take away your birthday, although I have nothing. But the other thing too is that if we have it on the 3rd Monday, then if we do need a special meeting, we can probably have it on the 4th, correct?
we got for the 4th Monday here on every month except for December. But that does allow you to put a special meeting, in the middle of the month then, if you need it. We may need special meetings with the circumstances that we're in right now, just because information changes so fast.
And what I try to do is let everybody know, hey, we need a meeting, and I try to give you some different dates that are, you're available. I would also say this is be something for the board to decide on, how do you want to have some of those meetings? All of them have to be public, except when we're in closed session, I gotta add that, but that's a special meeting, which you should have learned about already. But otherwise, we can do a virtual meeting, only one person has to be in the room that's designated, and that usually will be me. So no one has to come in and, I think, Russ has been in a few meetings, quite a few meetings with me virtually, and we try to move them along as fast as we can. So that'll be your choice.
All right, so right now, I'm just gonna, for the interest of pushing the meeting along, if you have a doubt about this, I'm gonna read it.
One thing real quick, Randy, what
Yeah.
about start time?
Well, historically, it's been 6 o'clock. Does that continue to work for everybody? So, right now I got the dates as January 25th, February 22nd, March 22nd, April 26th, May 24th, June 28th, July 26th, August 23rd, September 27th, October 25th, November 22nd, and December 13th. Yes,
I'm just wondering why August, what's going on that last, am I crazy? On the 30th?
That's the fourth.
That's
The fourth Monday, there's 5 Mondays.
Okay, good answer, Russ.
Thank you.
you get a gold star.
I'll give you a cough drop.
All right, does that work for everybody? If it does, we're gonna vote on it. All right. And I'm not gonna read it again, so, I will be able to approve these dates that I just read. Any other vote, we will vote against it. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
All right, so it goes 6-0-0 that we approve the regular meeting schedule.
You have to have a motion.
Do we have to have a motion for it?
Yes,
you
you
do.
still
Oh,
have to
sorry.
have a
Does somebody
motion.
want to move that?
I will second.
All right, been moved by Director Hofstad and seconded by Director Garrett to approve the meeting schedule of what I just read. Is that okay for everybody? You want me to reread it? All right, we're gonna go back and redo the vote then. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
All right. Did we get the who moved it, who seconded it thing? Because I did it. Thank you. All right, and if it gets too informal for you guys, set me down and tell me to change it up, because we just, I'm not trying to push, but with the, we've never had to do this where we've just been able to not roll call vote it, and there's a lot of things. The next thing is setting compensation for directors. Compensation for regular board meetings, special board meetings and committee and other meetings is set at $50, and the chairperson receives a $300 a year stipend. Does anybody want a motion for where they want to set that? Or you want to have some discussion first?
I'll make the motion to continue what we had in 2020, so $50 per meeting with the chairperson receiving $300 a year stipend.
It's moved by Director Garrett and second Director Bauman to keep the compensation for directors the same as it was in the year 2020 for 2021 at $50 each meeting and $300 a year stipend for the chairperson. Is there any discussion? Yes.
I hate to keep raising my hand, but
No, it's fine.
to continue like last year, you guys don't have to worry about tracking your time. We pull the agenda of every meeting and all the attendance, and we pay you at is it the 15th? We pay on the 15th of the next month, so if it's a January, all your January stuff is paid on the 15th of February, and so on. So you don't have to worry about having to keep a log and getting it into us each month. If that works for you.
Yep, is there discussion on this? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Oh, I can't do that. Okay, so if you're willing to, like the motion said, keep the compensation the same as last year at $50 each meeting, and chairperson receives a $300 a year stipend. An aye vote will be a vote for that, and then anything else will be a vote against it. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
Keep on waiting. Oh, it passed 6-0-0. I keep on waiting for somebody else to answer what I do. Pass for my own name. Naming of official depositories for district funds. Don DeVell, Pine Country Bank, and Minnesota School District Liquid Asset Fund and Trust PMA as official depositories for Ryelton School District funds. Don, do you have anything to speak to for this one?
But, what this says is that, the board has entrusted me with, keeping track and collateral of all our funds, hence all the bank statements, what's in our funds, if there's any investing, all that good stuff. So right now we actually have, 3 banks that we deal with. Pine Country is our local bank. We have 2 accounts there. We do have a liquid asset fund that runs through the state of Minnesota. All our aid payments come through that liquid asset fund. And I transfer back, never forth, but I always transfer over for any dollars we need for payroll or to keep our balance. We do have collateral that we have to keep at Pine Country, so we try to keep our balance under $309,000 in that bank. And PMA, that Minnesota Trust was set up when we were in our construction. We have kept it as just an investment account. We currently don't do a lot of business in it. It does have a balance, but basically it just accrues interest at this point.
Is everybody comfortable with that? They are. I take a motion to accept the naming of official depositories for district funds.
So moved.
Second.
Was moved by Director Lang and seconded by Director Hofstad to approve Don DeVell, Pine Country Bank, Minnesota School District Liquid Asset Fund, and Minnesota Trust PMA as official depositories for Ryelton School District funds. Any discussion? If not, it's going to be a roll call vote. Vote aye is to approve. Anything else is to go against. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
Vote goes 6-0-0 in favor of approval. All right, investment funds. Don?
All our investment funds are handled through our liquid asset account. We do have, like I said before, Minnesota Trust, we don't do a lot of investing. We have to hold a minimal dollar in that account to keep that account open, but we do investments through a liquid asset, and it's basically, we do a minimum right now of $600,000, only because the investment rate is very, 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 very low. So we're not, otherwise we have to hold up our dollars and let them accrue interest, and right now it's just technically not, we haven't been doing a lot of that lately. But yes, I am in charge of the investing, it's through liquid asset.
I'll move that.
I'll second.
It was moved by Director Hackett and seconded by Director Lang to approve Don DeVell, Business Manager, to invest funds on behalf of the Ryelton School District. Any discussion? Hearing none. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0-0. E, annual delegation of authority to make electric fund transfers. Sorry, Don, but
You're on the.
Sorry, That's also what I do, is also through Liquid Asset. We do a lot of business through that run. We have to SWIFT in the state of Minnesota. Again, where all our aid, which is called Ideas, our aid payments come in and all our levy dollars. And I am authorized to transfer between that and our other bank accounts to make sure that we're never in a deficit in any of their accounts. So that's what that's primarily designated for.
I'll make the motion.
It's moved by Director Garrett, seconded by Director Rory, to delegate the authority to make electronic transfers to Don DeBell, Business Manager. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. Tyler Bowman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0-0. The naming of the official newspaper. I believe since we only have one in the county, that's kind of moot point, but we still have to do it. So Morrison County Record has been the official newspaper in the past. That means that all of our meeting stuff should be, well, we pay to have all of our meeting stuff printed. It doesn't always get done, but it's supposed to. So,
They always charge us, so.
yeah, I mean, so yeah, what do you do?
I'll make the motion.
It was moved by Director Hofstad and seconded by Director Bowman to name the Morrison County Record as the official newspaper. Any discussion? Hearing none. Director Bowman.
Aye.
Director Garrett.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0-0. All right. Now, we're into the committee, delegation of duties, all this stuff. So if you had some time to look through the, oh, go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Hopefully you had a chance to look at the different committees and have an idea of what you would like to get on. My suggestion would be to have two on the multiple committees, the larger committees. For example, this first one, you don't need two. One should be the main representative and the other one is an alternate. And that probably should have been what was put in there. And pardon me, it does say that. So you've got the main person that's going to be there and the other. But you get down to the strategic planning committee, two should be a great plenty. That's a larger committee. But your main job is to listen to what's going on with all the other competing ones. And then when you have a chance to come on in and enter in. To be honest with you, I've been going to board meetings longer than most of you have been alive. And very seldom there's more than one on a committee. Just so we know, that's what I've normally seen. It's just one board member and an alternate. Hey, I can't make it. But there have been many a committee meeting I have gone to where there have been no board members that have shown up. I think it's important for you so you can hear these. So when it's time for a report, you can give a good report to the rest of the board members of what you've heard. Otherwise, it's just come out of my eyes because I have to sit in on most of it.
Got a point of order, John. Do we have to have a nomination for each one of these? Is this a
No, you
consensus
don't
deal?
have to. You can, yeah. You can just appoint, good point.
All right.
Volunteer.
So would you
Yeah,
guys be
you
okay just
volunteer.
doing this by consensus? I think that's how we've done it in the past. Is if we have an argument, we'll like arm wrestle for it or something, you know, I don't know, but it's gonna feel like you're on a lot of committees. Some of the committees are very active and some of them are very inactive. if it was your feeling that was your calling to the school board and that committee doesn't meet enough and you think they should meet more often, then you should get on it and make them meet. So, that's where I'll leave it. So everybody's got their pet peeves. John?
And some of them are by default.
Yes,
Remember, that's how you and Russ ended up on the
yes.
response group.
All right, the naming of Ryelton City Council meeting representatives. Does anybody want that one?
Sure. Yes.
Will somebody be the alternate?
And there's only one other board member that lives in town.
Sure, I can be the alternate.
No pressure, right?
No pressure.
Okay, so we have Russ Garrett's, Director Garrett's as representative and Director Bauman as alternate to represent the school district at Ryelton City Council meeting once per month. All right, naming of Bola City Council meeting representative.
I'll volunteer to do that, however, I don't go every month.
Yeah.
It's not that important. We don't do that.
Is there somebody that'd like to be the alternate?
I love this part.
I know. Anybody want to be the alternate?
Really, it's okay if you only have one.
Yeah, I know it's okay. If nobody else really wants to do
And
that.
John goes to those meetings too.
Yeah, you can just let me know and I'll be more than happy to go.
All right, so we have Director Lang as representative to the Bola City Council meetings, who meet once per month. Naming of policy committee representatives.
I would like to continue on that committee.
I can do policy as well.
The thing with policy too is it's kind of important. You did have 3 members.
Yeah. There should be a third member
I
for
think
it.
we should have 3, I mean, I know that you said.
I would like to stay on that as well.
Because
Yes. Is there anybody else that wants to arm wrestle for that?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I can barely hear you over here, so I'm not sure if it's recording well. So who wants to be on the committee?
Directors Lang, Director Hofstad, and Director Hackett as policy committee representatives.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's just we're
Yeah,
recording.
Well, I'm trying to do this mask.
You're
It's
doing
coming
great.
through on the recording very well.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Naming of strategic planning / curriculum and world's best workforce committee representatives. I'm just going to give you a little background, new members. If you know anything about world's best workforce, it is a legislative name that was given to our employees some years ago. And it's one of these committees that just keeps on evolving to kind of encompass the things that we need to do for the state. So,
It is a good one for strategic planning, and also sometimes we talk about curriculum, so that's, I mean, it's good because then there's also teachers or principals, like it says in the description.
Yeah.
It's always a challenge to try to have outside community members, but I think prior to COVID, we did have we started getting a little.
We only had 23.
Yeah, so,
And it doesn't meet every month either,
no, it doesn't.
just if that entices anybody.
I would like to stay on that.
would anybody else like to be on that?
I would do that.
So we got Director Garrett and Director Roaring for the strategic planning / curriculum / world's best workforce advisory committee representatives. Everybody okay with that? All right. Naming of facilities committee representatives. These people, I've never done this one, so. Russ, have you done this?
I have not,
No.
but I believe but you've met with
Yeah,
me already on the ground, right? So it's really meeting with the director, what's Tony's official name, director, I want to say grounds.
Grounds, building grounds.
Right, so it's meeting with him periodically to talk over building maintenance, outside needs. Yep, updates on things, progress that they have been doing, things like that.
Bauman volunteers. Does anybody else want to be on that? Director Hofstad. All right, we have Director Bauman and Director Hofstad as Facilities Committee representatives. Is everybody good with that? I'm just gonna consider that if you don't say anything, we're just moving on, so. Naming of Finance Committee representatives. Okay, Finance Committee meets with Don,
Every other month about.
yeah, you know,
It's been more.
or maybe every month as we get up to the end of, or towards audits or the end of the fiscal year, or, you know, when something happens. I mean, we don't know what the next year is gonna be, so, this may be a very active committee, it may not be, so.
It's gonna be more active, yeah, and you have to, I mean, I don't have to, but I highly encourage the treasurer to be on that committee.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you interested, Director Bauman?
Yes.
Wonderful. Is there anybody else?
Yes, I would like to be on that one.
Is there anybody else? Because we could make a third spot if somebody else really wanted to.
Yeah, we can have up to 3,
Yeah.
or a quorum,
We
obviously.
just have to be careful that our committees don't
Right.
get a quorum going.
Ryan?
No, Ryan.
I was getting excited, I'm like, who else wants to be on
I'd like to be on it if it's.
Would you?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
it? I have Bowman, Garrett, and Ryan. Oh, you guys are.
It's at 5 in the morning.
That would be better.
All right, naming of the Mid-State Education District Board. So, do you guys know what Mid-State is at all?
Randy, I served on that board.
Would you tell them what Mid-State is all about?
Yes, I'm very.
I think she
I'm
wants
also
to be
very
on it.
familiar with the fact that they don't pay on time, and that is the mistake. Anything else to say about it?
Oh. As per federal law, we have to educate all kids equally. And there are things that we cannot provide in this district, so we farm it out. And Mid-State is our farm that we farm it out to. I'm sorry if I'm putting this in incredibly layman terms, but, by them, it's 4 or 5 schools all putting money into the kitty up in Little Falls. And by that, they can have facilities that we can't have here, or can't afford to have here. It's a cooperative, so we pay in and we get services out. There are some issues that we have been having with them.
Yes, some huge issues.
Director Lang, would you be interested in serving on this?
Absolutely.
All right. Would somebody like to be the alternative?
Just get an alternate in case I don't.
This committee is pretty important to have an alternate. Mid-State is our special ed cooperative. As Randy said, we spend up towards over $500,000 with them. And all the federal funding goes right to Mid-State, so this is an important committee to have an alternate on. I strongly suggest somebody be an alternate. And it can't be us, so.
And you are a board member of Mid-State.
Are you raising your hand, Ryan?
Nobody else will, I will. I will be the alternate to this one.
Because you guys are gonna have a lot, that board makes a lot
Don't
of.
scare me off now.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you anymore. Mary, don't ever be gone. It's very important.
Yeah, I'm aware of the issues. I do agree that we need to keep our voicing our voice there. So,
Well, they let the calls skip all of that.
all right, moving on. Naming a Minnesota State High School League representative. Okay, this is our liaison to the MSHL, basically high school sports.
This one meets once, maybe, or twice a year.
You'd be interested in doing that. Is there somebody that would like to be the alternate?
Like you do the alternate.
You guys are really good at volunteering. I like it. So, Director Bauman for the representative and Director Hofstad for the alternate. Everybody's okay with that? All right. Now we have naming of representatives to schools and equity in education. For you guys that don't know, C is our,
Legislative,
yeah,
lobby,
what do you call them?
a lobbyer.
Lobbyists. They're our lobbyists for outstate Minnesota where we are. I did do this before. I imagine you don't get to go to the conferences until post-COVID, but there's a lot of big ideas that get thrown around at these things. And it's good to be there because we do throw quite a bit of money at these things. So there's somebody that would like to be the representative. Well, we got two representatives. We got co-representatives on this one. Anybody want to be a representative? Oh, Director Garrett, that's so nice of you.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Certainly on meet and confer, all board members can be on those. We haven't had very many of those because we haven't had very many issues. Part of it is our leadership committee does a great job. We collaborate quite often. Matter of fact, some of the different things that we put out there, we're in the middle of collaborating with. COVID, we're meeting at least twice a month.
We're still back on C representative. We need one more C representative though. Somebody else want to be a C representative? I'll go back on that. Now we're gonna go to meet and confer. Let's name a one and then an alternate. Maybe a couple alternates if we need to. I don't know.
I don't remember, have we met for this?
Yeah, Noel and Kelly were on that, and it's the first stage when there's a contractual disagreement, right? Am I right on that,
Well,
John?
not really contractual, it's not supposed to discuss the contract, that would be for the committee, the negotiations committee. It's about working conditions, how things are going, if somebody if there's a grievance coming up. It's also, I've been on some of these committees where it's a chance for the different unions that we represent, the two different ones, for them to tell us, and this is the way I really like to see it, the good things that they're doing for our schools. And they're doing a lot of good things for our schools. Otherwise, yeah, when there's some problems, then it's an automatic. You're gonna have one.
Somebody want to be on that?
Sure, I will sit on that.
I will sit on that as your alternate. All right, naming of staff development committee representative. I don't know what this is.
This one is one we're supposed to have by statute. And what we should be doing is planning what to do with the money. So much money is kept out with how much we're allocated from the state just for staff development. And I think it's a great thing. But because it provides money. I came from a state where you got to beg, borrow, and steal to go get staff development. This is what business, which some of you are very aware of, you send people out to learn. So this gives people an idea, but at the same time, we have to have some direction, and that's where the board comes in, of what is our strategic plan? How does that fit into our goals and strategic plan? How much money should we put towards it, each one of those?
Does this committee meet with other people other than,
Yes, we should be meeting with administration once or twice a year.
Teachers are included also.
Yep.
Teachers, admin, most of the time, most committees I've been on for this, there's been one community member, but that's hit and miss. But it's a group of teachers, admin, and one or two board members usually.
I know I was thinking about that the other day when we say that. You know, a lot of times we have teachers that are involved, but they are community members also.
Yep.
You know, it's hard to put somebody to a shoehorn something sometimes. All right, development, staff development dollar committee representative, who wants on that?
I'll do that as well.
Got Director Hofstad and Director Roaring. All right, naming of absentee committee representatives.
I think we should be able to strike that. That's not a required one.
All right, we're gonna strike that one. Naming of health and safety committee representatives. Oh wait, is everybody okay with striking that one? I'm not gonna do this unilaterally. All right, moving on. Naming of health and safety committee representative. Health and safety, Don.
This is a committee that should meet 2 to 3 times a year. Basically, this committee talks about work comp, any issues with work comp, any OSHA issues, any safety concerns that we have as a district regarding those. That's basically what the health and safety committee is. It usually does meet only twice a year, so it gives you a report of where we're at. If we've had, I mean, I can't tell you like confidential information, but we can tell you what type of injuries that we've seen, what's unsafe, what needs to be fixed, if the fire marshal's been in and cited us, if OSHA's been in. So it's just a good indicator for the board to be aware if there are compliance issues that we need to fix or something with work comp that needs to be addressed. And I don't know if this has been a committee before. It should have always been a committee. It is by statute, so.
Yes, exactly. It is by statute. That's why I put it down.
Director Bowman.
I can do that too.
Perfect. Director Roaring. So we got Director Bauman and Director Roaring as an alternate, health and safety committee representatives. All right, naming of Sourcewell representative.
This one, Russ has been on it. They've met once. They should have met this last year, but COVID kind of got in the way. It's tough, isn't it, to go to that meeting?
Yeah, nobody would like to do that.
But you will, right?
Yeah, I'll do it again. There, you actually get, it's a dinner. It's actually really nice. It's very nice. If there's any meeting,
Well, now I'm confused.
So, no, it's a really good one. Sourcewell, they put it on, I think it's the annual meeting,
Yeah, it's the annual meeting.
and it's up by Brainerd, what is it, Reagan's?
Dragons.
And they have dinner. There's also, there'll be representation from Ryelton, like the mayor, superintendent, teachers, there's students that get nominated from the district to receive scholarships. It's a good meal. You got to drive to Craven's usually like in February, so that can be the tough part, but that's a pretty low stress one. So if you're looking for low stress, and it's probably not going to happen this year again because of
Sourcewell is, we're very fortunate to have Sourcewell in our region. Region 5 is who we primarily are in. That is a state organization by statute that's organized, and it was set up to bid for us, do all our bidding for us. And they do it, but it's become an international business, and they can't make money. So guess what they do with a lot of the money? They put it back into education, back into communities. So it really is an excellent, excellent organization.
Somebody want to be the alternate?
Who's the rep? Russ?
Director Garrett's.
I can give it up, it doesn't matter, but if nobody else wants to, sure. I doubt it'll meet this year, if anything, it'll be Zoom.
All right, I'll go on there as an alternate. All right, so now we're up to the Union Negotiation Committee representatives. So all those other committees are nothing compared to these. So this I would like to see us to divide up into, not into groups, but we should have a equal representation of the board on all these committees. This is a tough committee. These are the tough committees because, at the end of the day, I think we'd all like to give everybody more money, and if there's a finite amount of money, and you'll find out. It's a tough deal to be in charge of this, but this is what we're here for. So we have the non-union negotiations committee. Non-unions is our bus drivers, custodians, some cooks,
RN,
RN.
transportation.
So,
I think it would be better for me to be on that one
you're right.
than the union one.
You are right.
So I can do that one.
Yes.
So
Hey, thinking about that.
Ryan, Allen, Offset,
Ira and who?
Offset.
Ryan?
Yep.
Is there an alternate?
This needs 3, right?
Yeah.
We're doing
You don't
two
have to
and an
have 3
alternate.
too, it's good.
We never used to have 3. It's just been really
Yeah.
the last few terms,
Yeah. All right. I'm fine with 2. Is everybody else fine with 2?
because there's an alternate. We don't really need an alternate, but if somebody can't make it, it's nice to always have 2 present. Russ has been in a few times where he's been the only one.
And you're not limited to. We've filled in before. We've been real informal, but if somebody's okay, I can't make it. Can somebody go to that meeting for me? And sometimes you go there and you're not plugged into it, and all of a sudden you're asking all kinds of questions, which are good questions because everybody that's been in it so far hasn't asked them, or they did already and they can explain it to you. So, all right. REM, Teachers Negotiation Committee. I'll be on that one.
I'll do that.
All right. RESP.
Oh, yes.
I know, you always want to.
Sure.
Just goes.
Is that the parity?
That is the paragraph. All right. I like when you volunteer like this. Ask me.
That's the secretaries.
I will be on that again.
Sure.
Principal Negotiations Committee? Yes,
Who was the second for absent?
Hackett and Garrett's.
Thank you, sorry.
You're welcome. Principal Negotiation Committee.
I'll do that.
I'll do that, Randy.
And Superintendent Negotiation Committee.
Who is it?
Lang and Hofstad. Okay. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna review these. I'm just gonna ask you that if there's a committee that you want to be on, we'll make a 3rd stall for it, or a 4th stall, or we'll argue or arm wrestle for it. So, for non-union, we have Bauman and Hofstad. For the teachers union, we have Hackett and Roaring. For the para group, we have Garrett's and Lang. For the AFSCME, the secretaries, we have Hackett and Garrett's. For the Principal Negotiations Committee, we have Roaring and Garrett's. And for the superintendent negotiations, we have Lang and Hofstad. Is everybody okay with all of them? Speak now, because. All right, is there any other organizational action items?
Not that I know of tonight.
All right, with that, I'll take a motion to end the organizational meeting and move to the special meeting.
Second.
It was moved by Director Bauman and seconded by Director Garretts to end the organizational meeting and move into the special meeting. We'll do this by a roll call vote. Any discussion? Hearing none. Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Garretts.
Aye.
Director Hackett. Aye. Director Hofstad.
Aye.
Director Lang.
Aye.
Director Rory.
Aye.
All right, motion passes, goes 6-0-0, and we're gonna enter into our special meeting. And John, you have the floor.